What is going on, guys? The Inside the Booth podcast, and today we're breaking down the New York Yankees' demoralizing 3-1 loss over the Boston Red Sox in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. This one hurts. It's a tough pill to swallow. Now your back is against the wall, and normally teams that lose the first one of the best of three do not win the series. But the Yankees' season is not done. They have a Game 2 tomorrow. They got Rodon on the bump. The Red Sox have Bello. You have a chance there. Rodon has been great so far for this season, and I expect him to shove in Game 2. But Game 1 is the primary focus. This sucked. The offense sucked, and that's where you lost this game, was that the offense sucked. You score one run in the second inning. You have the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth against Aroldis Chapman, and you get no runs. You get 0 runs out of that. It looked fun at the start, right? Goldie gets a hit. Judge, right down the middle fastball. He gets a hit. Belly hits one the other way. And then you get the bases loaded, but 3 straight outs. Stanton goes down swinging. Jazz hits a fly out that could have been a sac fly, but Goldie was at third. They didn't do a pinch run or anything. I understand. I get it. And then Trent Grisham struck out, fouled it back to the catcher. And they lose. They lose this game. They lose this game because of the offense, right? There were a lot of different parts to this game that you can blame, but the offense is the one to blame. And I'm going to say this, too. If you're going to put a lineup out there for all righties, right? A ton of righties. You're going against a lefty. You're going to stack the lineup against Crochet, all the righties, get Rosario in there, Caballero, all of those guys. You can't make subs. You can't make subs. You just allowed the Boston Red Sox to get a full lefty alley for that game. And that's why you lost. You know, that's one of the reasons why you lost. Obviously, the offense was bad. Luke Weaver was bad. He hasn't had it really the second half at all. When he is not locating and he doesn't have pinpoint accuracy, I mean, I tell you what, it's a very, very scary situation. And they took advantage, man. I mean, that's what Boston is going to do, right? They're going to take what you do good, and then you're going to make a bad mistake, and they're going to take advantage of that. And that mistake was not throwing the ball in the infield fast enough, because they tested Aaron Judge's arm, who still has a bum arm, a sore arm. He only threw that ball 73 miles an hour into the infield, and Sogard takes second base, and then Yoshida hits a single and it scores 2. You know, and then Alex Bregman hits a double later in the game to score Trevor Story off David Bednar. That is how you lose this game, and you can't lose games like that when it's this tight. I mean, both teams had great starting pitching tonight. You know what you're going to get out of Garrett Crochet. A ton of strikeouts, ton of nasty stuff. And the Max Fried, he's going to get you ground balls, he's going to get you outs, and a few strikeouts. And that's how the script was. And then the other part of the script was that the Yankees were going to realize we're not going to score for the entire game. What they had, like the one hit or something like that. They had a few hits. And then they didn't get hits till the 9th. Like, that doesn't help. You can't win a game like that. And this is a team that has a good bullpen. They only had to use Garrett Crochet, Aroldis Chapman, and that's all they needed. So, I mean, the Yankees used Max Fried. He went 6 1/3. Luke Weaver didn't even get really anything. They went Cruz, Williams, Bednar, Hill. So, I mean, you use 5 relievers outside of Max Fried, who pitched 102 pitches. So, we'll see, who is going to pitch tomorrow when Rodon gets removed. But you got to have 6 innings at least out of a Carlos Rodon. You kind of have to have a similar start to like Max Fried had, because your back's against the wall, and I know damn well you don't want to get swept by the Boston Red Sox in your home turf in the Bronx. You don't want that to happen. You want to force a Game 3 and let Cam Schlittler get the ball. But, there's so much bad of this game, right? I guess we can get into some of the good. Anthony Volpe, man, showed up 2 for 3, a home run, a single off Garrett Crochet. He played very good, and he needed to play very good. Aaron Judge has 2 hits. Paul Goldschmidt has 2 hits. Bellinger had a hit, but he had 13 strikeouts as a group. I mean, compared to Boston's 8, like, that's not going to cut it, man. I know you're versing Garrett Crochet, but there was another thing that the Yankees lost this game. 8th inning. Garrett Crochet is on the mound. You want to get him out of that game and force, Chapman into this game way earlier, right? Because you knew they were going to use Chapman because they had the lead. 6 pitches? You let Garrett Crochet only throw 6 pitches in that inning, and that's why he was allowed to enter the 8th. And then he got his 2 outs, and then Aroldis Chapman had to do the other work. But that is where you lose it, man. How many times did I repeat fundamentals? You gotta work in that box, and you gotta make Crochet work and deserve his outs. He threw 6 pitches, and he's gonna get 3 outs like that. Of course, Alex Cora is gonna get aggressive with his ace and put him back out there. So there's another way of how you lose this game. I mean, he threw 117 pitches tonight. A very good outing out of Garrett Crochet, and that was what the script was going to tell you. I mean, you knew he was going to have a good start. You knew he was going to go long in this game, and the Yankees were only able to scratch across 1 run from an Anthony Volpe home run. But, yeah, I mean, this loss is solely on the offense. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see blame really anywhere else besides Luke Weaver, because the offense, you scored 1 singular run in the 2nd inning, and you couldn't get anything. You had the bases loaded in the 9th inning. You'd think we're going to scratch a run, we're going to tie this game up, but Stanton goes down swinging on a tough splitter. I mean, a very good pitch out of Chapman. Chisholm, like I said, he flies out, and then Grisham strikes out. So that is really the game. That's how you lose the game. That's how you lose a series. But, game 2, the Yankees are still in it. They still have a chance. The odds, you gotta defy the odds here with how things are lining up, right? They're not in your favor. You couldn't win this game, and you couldn't win on home turf. And Boston beat you on small ball, smart playing, smart base running, and being aggressive on the base paths. That's how Alex Cora and his squad won this game, and the Yankees look at themselves in the mirror and say, we didn't do enough. And you can't say that in October, even though it's September right now, and tomorrow is going to be October. I'm going to say October. I don't care. You can't do that, right? You cannot allow Boston to overtake you. They scout the Yankees so damn well, and that's a prime example. A little blooper to right center. Judge plays it. It's Judge's ball. And it's not going to be a 90-mile-an-hour missile to second base. It's going to be not a very hard throw. And Sogard took advantage, and he got in there. And like I said earlier in the podcast, Yoshida takes advantage, first pitch swinging, and wins the game off that. That's all they needed. They only needed 3 runs to win this game. I mean, it's been a highlight throughout the playoffs for this first game around the league. But you're focused on yourself, man. And it sucks to lose games to Boston, but it sucks more of how you lose games, right? You're going to put in a righty-dominant lineup and then make the substitution and have a lefty lineup for Aroldis Chapman, right? That can't happen, man. I mean, that's just bad. That's just bad all around. That's just bad decisions. I don't understand it. And you lose, and now your back is against the wall. Season on the line tomorrow. But that's going to do it for this video. I'm pissed off. I'm really angry about this team. Hopefully they bounce back because their back's against the wall. They need a punch. First inning hits, first inning runs. They got to take advantage, and they got to score. Anyways, guys, leave a like, leave a comment on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please win tomorrow.